What if I told you that being the cheapest contractor isn't a badge of honor? It's a race to the bottom.
Hello, this is the Hack Hour Podcast, a show where it's all about helping real, everyday, hard-working remodelers learn the secrets to having it all in life and business. And now, here's your host, Mike Minges.
Welcome back to the Hack Hour Podcast, where we help you elevate your remodeling business, earn more money, and provide a top-notch experience for your clients. I'm your host, Mike Minges, and today we're tackling a critical topic that can make or break your remodeling business. Why competing to be the cheapest contractor is a race to the bottom, and how you can position yourself as a trusted professional homeowners are eager and willing to work with. For this podcast today, I'm recording in a different location. I'm at a startup co-working space, so please forgive me as there may be some additional noise in the background. So, understanding the dangers of competing on price. We've all seen it happen. A homeowner hires the lowest bid contractor, thinking they're getting a great deal, only to end up with a subpar project that leaves them frustrated and disappointed. And yet, too many remodelers fall into the trap of lowering their prices to win jobs. How many of you yourself are finding that when you are afraid that you might lose a job, you either start the conversation or engage in the conversation of lowering your price? So here's the thing. Being the cheapest contractor is not only unsustainable, it's a strategy that often just leads to failure. Let me break it down with some facts. According to House and Home Study, trust and reputation are among the top factors influencing homeowners when choosing a remodeling professional. In fact, homeowners prioritize contractors who are trustworthy and have a solid reputation, often willing to pay more for these qualities. Here's where it gets even more critical. According to the Harvard Joint Center for Housing Studies, the failure rate for the small remodeling business can exceed 50% during economic downturns. Why? Because many small contractors, driven by the fear of not securing jobs, lower their prices to a level that causes them to go out of business. It not only undermines their ability to maintain healthy cash flow and profit margins, but it leads to the eventual downfall and closing of their business. Right? When your prices are too low, you as a business can't afford to pay your employees properly. Right? You can't afford the skilled or more talented employees. You start lacking on maybe not having the proper insurance or getting the proper training. All of these things, in addition to the fact that you start working longer hours, you're probably tired, you start making more mistakes, you're forgetting things, you increase the level of dissatisfaction that your clients are experiencing while having you be their remodeler, which then leads to lower levels of referrals, right? All this further degrades the quality of work that you can produce and increases the likelihood of your failure. Most of you start trying to work harder. You double down. You're like, I just need to put in more hours. And then you start experiencing burnout, frustration, right? None of these things last long term. So there's also a report from Progel, and it highlights that one of the most common reasons contractors and remodeling companies fail is because they charge too little for their services, right? Contractors just aren't fully understanding their true overhead and operating expenses, and that's leading them to underprice things. Some of you are pricing jobs as if you're an employee, and you'll find yourself thinking, I only need to charge X per hour, and it would be great if I could make X per hour. And what you're forgetting is there are a lot of other factors that go into running that business. So if you're just trying to earn a wage, you're business is going to suffer because you're not bringing in enough revenue to cover all the other expenses, right? Things like the proper insurance, paying for your licenses, having time to go to do trainings, offering a warranty service on jobs that you've already performed, having the confidence and time to say it's okay if I don't land this next job at a certain profit margin because I've been earning enough money on all my previous jobs so I can allow for slight fluctuations. Right? Some of you are on razor thin or negative margins, and your lifeline of your business depends upon you selling the next job just so you can keep cash flow coming in. So think about this. Remodeling Magazine, they actually emphasize the importance of raising prices rather than trying to increase sales volume from offering lower prices, right? The idea that making it up on volume as a viable strategy is a misconception. The contractors who focus on providing value, such as quality work, reliable service, and good communication, are able to charge higher prices and maintain their profitability, right? And those who don't recognize this often find themselves struggling. There are examples upon examples in some of your larger metropolitan areas where you see some large companies, and some of you would describe their prices as exorbitant, but they are landing jobs left and right. And it's because consumers trust this company. They trust that the company is going to do what it says when it says. They trust that if any issues were to arise, that the company is big enough and experienced enough to handle the issues. And most educated consumers don't want to deal with headaches. They've Many homeowners have tried the cheapest person in the past and it fails. And they want to run from that. So by you sometimes even offering that you could be cheaper than these bigger companies, you're shooting yourself in the foot because you're the homeowner's already scared. And as soon as they hear that you want to try to be cheaper, they're saying, I don't want to work with the cheapest. I want to work with the best, right? They don't necessarily say they want to work with the most expensive, but they want to work with the best that they feel is appropriate and that they can afford or fits in their budget. So many of these examples I've been providing, right, are highlighting the importance of pricing your services correctly and focusing on delivering value. Focus on being a good communicator. Build trust. Show the homeowner that you truly understand them and that you will be able to you're their best option. You're the only remodeler who's going to be able to give them just exactly what they need. When you become that solution and the homeowner trusts you, that's when the price falls and the homeowner is no longer focused on the lowest bid. Now, some of you might be saying, but what about connecting with today's newer homeowners, right? The millennials, the Gen Z. So let's understand that in the mindset of these generations, right, is that uh, their approach to home ownership is different than their parents, right? And to connect with them and ultimately to win their business, you need to understand what drives their decision-making process when it comes to remodeling their homes. First off, both millennials and Gen Z are highly value conscious, not necessarily in the way you might think, though. They aren't just looking for the lowest price. In fact, they're willing to pay more for quality, trust, and convenience, right? According to ProBuilder, these homeowners prioritize trust, professionalism, and reliability when selecting a remodeler. They want to know that the person they hire is going to respect their home, deliver high quality work, and communicate effectively through the process. This emphasis on trust is particularly crucial for these generations who often rely on online reviews and social proof to make decisions. As McKinsey and Company highlights, Gen Z, right, being digital natives, they're incredibly research oriented, and they are going to read your reviews, check your social media, and even look up testimonials before they ever pick up the phone. This means that your online presence, your website, your social media profiles, and your reviews all need to clearly convey professionalism and quality. But it's not just about what they see online, right? Millennials and Gen Z are also looking for remodelers who can offer substantial and a modern design, right? This aligns with like their broader values around the environmental responsibility and staying up to date with latest trends, as noted by Pro Builder. Features like energy efficient appliances, some sustainable materials, flexible, modern spaces, right? These are all particularly appealing to this newer generation of homeowners. Now, let's talk finances. And stay with me, even though some of you may find this uncomfortable. According to Redfin, while cost is always a consideration, millennials and Gen Z are more likely to hire a remodeler who offers financing options and accepts credit cards. Right? This gives them the flexibility to manage their own personal cash flow while still getting the quality they desire. Offering these options can set you apart from competitors who only accept cash or checks. The younger generation is used to putting everything on financing. It's You get away from the mindset of I only want to deal with someone who can afford it. Think of it this way. The newer generation looks at it, this is how much I can afford per month. And most of their life is lived off of using credit one way or another. They'll buy an entire living room set. They'll buy a vacation. They'll charge and put it on credit. They'll finance it if there's 0% interest for X amount of months. They'll buy that new car and finance that and then buy the next new car and finance that and then trade it in. So they're used to living off of other people's money. And when they see a nice kitchen and they want a nice kitchen for themselves, true, they might not have the $100,000 that this project is going to cost in the bank. However, if they know that they can afford to make the monthly payments on that kitchen over the next couple years, then they're going to do that. They want the kitchen that they want, and they're going to maximize their credit and leverage the options of being able to use some other people's money. So by you offering financing and understanding that that would be a good option, or by you accepting credit cards so that they can get air miles or bonus points, you are helping your customer make it easy to purchase from you. So a final key is communication, right? Both millennials and Gen Z, they expect transparency and clear communication throughout the remodeling process. From the time that they first contact you and you guys are working through your estimating or design process, right, through when the job starts, and even the communication during the process of the remodel. They want to be kept in the loop, and showing them a schedule, sending some routine emails or text messages. You don't always have to know the answer to everything. You just have to let them know that you're aware of things and that you're keeping them informed, right? That's all. Let them know that you still know they're there. Um, McKinsey and Company points out that this generation really values this honesty and directness. So by you being upfront about what to expect and what's coming along in the way in the building process, you build trust and it helps ensure that there's going to be a smoother remodeling project up ahead. So if you're struggling to connect with these younger homeowners, start by reevaluating how you present your business. Focus on building trust through your online presence. Offer the modern and sustainable options that they're looking for, and make sure your communication is clear, transparent. Align your approach with their values and their expectations. You can not only win their business, but also turn them into advocates for your brand. So let's talk about the importance of communication and professionalism, right? So According to the Guild Quality Customer Satisfaction Survey, homeowners consistently rate communication and professionalism as critical factors in their satisfaction with remodeling projects and who they hire. It's not just about the final result, right? The final product. For many people, it's about the journey that the homeowner takes with you. And remodelers that have learned to keep their homeowners informed and promptly return calls and provide clear and realistic timelines are significantly more likely to be recommended, even if the prices are higher. For many people, understand it's about the experience. They want to pay for something to be good. They want to feel good. They want to enjoy it. They don't have time to be bogged down and hassled and have all kinds of complaints and worries about when you're going to be there and issues about you trying to cut so many corners that now people aren't showing up. And no, they just want to know it's going to be a wonderful experience. Now, homeowners are often investing a significant amount of money and their time into these remodeling projects. So they come into it like emotionally invested as well. And this process can be stressful, and uncertainty just adds to their already potentially heightened stress level. So when you as a professional remodeler communicate effectively, you're reassuring the homeowner that they're in good hands, someone that they can trust, that you as their remodeler will be able to take care of it. You've got it covered, and the homeowner can say, awesome, I don't have to worry. My remodeler has it all taken care of. So the homeowner has given lots of feedback, right, over time. And one of the ways, or one of the places rather, that they did this was the Harvard Business Review. They have a study that found that companies that excel in customer experience grow revenues 4 to 8% above their market. So this means that the simple act of just maintaining good communication directly impacts your bottom line. By being transparent about potential delays, clearly explaining costs, and regularly updating your clients, it will transform a typical transaction into a relationship built on trust and respect. What many of you, I think, don't always grasp is it's not that you don't still have problems. It's not that you still don't have delays. It's that you communicate and let the homeowner know, hey, Mr. and Miss Smith, there was a problem with your cabinet delivery. 3 boxes got damaged. I want to let you know we're taking care of it. We're in talks with the distributor. I will be back in touch with you tomorrow to let you know when we're getting the new product. You just let them know that you're aware of the situation, you're working on a solution, and you will follow back up with it. These things will go a long way with your clients. So, look, it's your chance to stand out, right? You can be the remodeler that not only delivers the quality product, but also respects the homeowner's time and property throughout the entire remodeling process in an industry where communication, frankly, is a common complaint. And being a communicator that strives for excellence, it can be a very powerful differentiator for you and your business. Now, let's talk a little more about offering financing and credit options. So I want to share a secret with you, right? Today's savvy consumers, they're not just looking for that cheapest option. We've discussed this. And a growing number of them prefer to keep their own savings in the bank, right? And they want to use their credit that's been extended to them liberally for the home remodeling project, like they do for other things. And according to a report from the National Association of Home Builders, more than 70% of homeowners would choose a contractor with a higher bid if the contractor was more professional, trustworthy compared to the other price competitors and offered them financing options as well, right? So the preference over value over price is especially prevalent among millennials and Gen Z, right? A study by TD Bank found that 38% of homeowners financed part, if not all, of their home renovations, and millennials are being the most likely to use credit cards or loans to cover these costs. So, what does this mean for you? If you're not offering finance options or accepting credit cards, you're potentially missing out on a significant part of the market. So, where many remodelers still struggle, right? They get caught up in the trap of price negotiations, and this can erode your profit margin. However, those of you that are trained in the Remodeling Academy, and specifically if you've gone through our Hanging Dough course, you learn, right, how to navigate and get through these challenges. And you recognize that one of the ways to not get hung up on costs is by offering other solutions, such as finance and the credit cards. So this way, you're helping align yourself with the homeowner, and you're saying, hey, I realize that this particular project has this investment associated with it. And here are some of the ways that we could go about helping you make that investment smart and sound and getting you started in this remodel as soon as you would like. You want to find ways that you can offer some flexibility to your customers and offer them solutions that work best for them. Each homeowner may approach it slightly different. Some may want to pay out of partial savings and then finance some of the job. Some may just want to charge some to a credit card because they want to get a vacation and get free airline miles, right? With this purchase. You gotta remember, for some homeowners, these are very large purchases. And if they put that on a credit card, they'll get a lot of points and they will be able to use that for something else that they really desire. So you're really helping them win by helping them spend their money easily. Let's look at the other part here about the risk of hiring the lowest bidder, right? So let's not forget that according to Consumer Reports, consumers who go with the cheapest contractors often end up dissatisfied. And that's because low bids typically come with hidden costs, right? I like to explain to homeowners, the lower the price, the higher the risk, right? So you have poor workmanship, project delays, lack of communication, and these are just a few of the issues that frequently arise. And these aren't just minor inconveniences. These can turn that dream renovation project into a literal nightmare for the homeowner. And you can pre-frame this sometimes with your clients. You can say, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, ask yourself, is saving a few $1,000s going to be worth it when in 3 weeks you're tired, the house is in disarray, and you're arguing with your potential remodeler, or you don't even know if the remodeler is going to show back up that week. You're not sure when the job's going to get done. Wouldn't you feel more at ease knowing that you've invested a few more dollars, but that your experience and the product that you're going to get at the end are much better, right? These are just some ideas to keep in mind, and you'll start to recognize that homeowners really don't want the cheapest. Share with homeowners like how the Better Business Bureau has highlighted that many of the complaints against contractors stem from issues related to low bid services, right? You can explain to the homeowner, Mr. and Mrs. The majority of contractor and homeowner disputes arise when the homeowner chose the lowest bidder in the situation. So it's important to understand that the value of your service is in your professionalism and in your ability to deliver a pleasant experience. Now, the Better Business Bureau also highlights that stress and delays and unsatisfactory results all increase in confrontation and more dissatisfaction from homeowners, right? And homeowners only usually have to go through the experience one time to recognize that they don't ever want to go through that again. So sometimes when you're dealing with a younger homeowner who hasn't done a lot of remodeling, you have to share with them how many other people have had a really negative experience when they started shopping price, and that not everything is equal, right? So let's talk about embracing a new perspective. What's the alternative here? So positioning yourself as a professional is a choice. You need to clearly explain while being confident, right? And that paying more often leads to better results. It's not just about getting a job done, it's about getting it done right. It means for the homeowner that by them investing in quality materials and staying on schedule and getting a product delivered at the end that is of a higher level of quality, this is also going to help the homeowner because the value of their house will rise. And if they do decide to sell down the road after they're done enjoying it, that other homeowners will appreciate that they didn't cheap out, right? And they will appreciate that they hired a professional and that this was a very well done remodel. These things go a long way. And remind the homeowner that you want to be able to enjoy this remodel for the many of the years that you are going to be living in the house. So let's make sure that they're getting their money's worth and it's a good investment. So here's the thing. If you're stuck in a mindset that got you to the place where you feel you have to be cheap, right? You're fighting yourself. And too many remodelers find themselves trapped in this cycle where there's fear. There's fear of losing the job. There's fear of I can't charge what I'm worth, right? There's the fear that if I step outside this comfort zone and I charge what I want to charge and what my numbers show I should charge, I won't get the job. And that is the greatest fear that we would like to help you overcome. If nothing else, think to yourself, how nice would it be to no longer be afraid of being the most expensive, right? And not afraid of charging what you need to earn. We want to get you to the place where you lead with that and you let the homeowner know upfront, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, we're a professional remodeling company. These are the things that we do that are different. There are many of our competitors are going to focus on price, and with that, your experience is going to be much different. The quality of the product is going to be different. So we like to work with homeowners who value their time and their energy and want their house respected, and they want to make a solid investment. If those are things that appeal to you, then we would love to work with you. So this is just a different mindset and a different confidence level that you could have when you're speaking with the homeowners. So again, think about it. If you're scared because you know something needs to change, right? You know the path you're on isn't leading you to the success you imagined when you started your business, right? Maybe you found yourself scrambling to lower your price at times and, to say, I'll match that price, or yeah, I can beat that. And, you find yourself taking on jobs that barely cover your costs because you feel like, well, I have to have, I got to work at least, I need some money coming in. So understand that working yourself to the bone and trying to make it up on volume, these are all things that aren't going to give you the returns that you deserve. You've taken an enormous risk getting into the industry. You've invested in yourself. You're helping these homeowners, right, achieve amazing new products for their homes. You deserve to be paid for that. So when you start respecting yourself, the customer will respect you as well. So we're offering you an opportunity here to stop that cycle of being cheap and want you to embrace a new perspective and realize that being cheap isn't a badge of honor. It's a race to the bottom. So this brings us to the real advantage of our hanging dough course. Again, it's designed to teach you, the remodeler, how to elevate your business by focusing on quality, and delivering exceptional customer service, really understanding what the homeowner wants and needs, and becoming their advocate and working with them. So we cover everything from improving your professionalism to understanding the homeowner today, right, to leveraging financing. It isn't just about learning new techniques, though. It's really a way about transforming the way you think about your business, your clients, and your future. Imagine this, right? You're no longer succumbing or scrambling to be cheap. Instead, you're attracting clients who value what you bring to the table. Clients who are willing to pay more because they trust you to deliver. They know you're not they know that they're not just getting another remodeler, that they're getting a professional who respects their time, their home, and their investment. And this is about building a reputation that precedes you, one where homeowners say, I want to work with them because I know they'll do it right. And this is something that's crucial, right? The Remodeling Impact Report by a National Association of Realtors shows that trust and satisfaction in a remodeling project lead to higher rates of repeat business and referral. Homeowners that trust their remodeler are more likely to recommend them to friends and family, which is invaluable for your business growth. This isn't just a theory, it's supported by data. I've experienced it firsthand. When we finally started charging more and we figured out how to land the better clients, those clients referred us to their friends and their neighbors, which they were better clients, and our business just kept getting better, and every customer was a win for us. So if you're listening to this and you're feeling that fear, that's your cue. Don't let it paralyze you. Let it propel you to take action. Reach out to us at the Remodeling Academy today. Don't wait until you've lost another job to a lower bid or until you're burned out from trying to make ends meet. The time to change is now, and we're here to help you every step of the way. The Hanging Dough course is your ticket to a better, more profitable business. Learn how to earn more by delivering the best. Don't be the remodeler who's just scraping by. Be the one who's thriving, with clients who are thrilled with you, your work, and are eager to recommend you to others. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Hack Hour podcast. It would be awesome if you would leave us a quick review on iTunes. To further your remodeling success, go to remodelingriches.com.